That porcelain, you can make those little balls and get them, actually let them get leather hard, and just go ahead and pack them in the clay. They're not going to distort. But a mold. I want a box, cardboard box works great. And you want something to keep it a little bit high, so when you put plaster in here,
The bottom.
you can be across the bottom. I have one mold here. It's not, well, that's in material. It's nice to have a bottom on it. You can add clay if you don't. My words are just wandering, and I'm sure they're confusing you.
No.
So you got this box, and in the box, you're gonna get a piece of cardboard. And cut it so it fits in this shape here. So you're gonna essentially have a wing out here and a wing out here.
Okay.
Can you visualize it?
Yeah. Yep.
You're gonna pour 1/2 of it. You're gonna grease this real good. You're gonna pour plaster in 1/2.
Okay.
Let that set up. Now, I may correct myself, but I believe what I do next is pull those wings off. So now you have a mold from this half, and you've got a straight wall coming down in the plaster. This would be the plaster surface now. And what you want to do is then in that plaster surface, put some niches. You can cut them in there with a knife. The plaster cuts pretty easy. So now you have not the wings of cardboard, but you have this half of the mold. Okay, so it sits there like this.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. You cut these holes in here. They were cut in the other piece.
Oh, I see.
So you essentially have this now. This has been poured. You've got this surface here. You've pulled the plaster out. You put your niches in the new plaster here. You put it back in your box if you've taken it out. You grease this up real good.
Okay.
Butter, probably butter. I don't know, this stuff works as good. And you want to make sure when you put these niches in, there's no undercuts. So that it will come out. If you got it locked in, you're not going to be able to take it apart.
Yep.
So you got it sitting back in the mold. You got this buttered over. You take your next layer of plaster, bring it up like that. Let it sit to whatever time it takes. You can do a mold a day. And when everything's dry, I usually end up put a knife blade in what little crack there is there. And they pretty readily separate. So then you have a mold.
Yep.
And when I pack my clay in it,
Aha, now I know why you have bungee cords.
sorry,
I was wondering why you had bungee cords. Now I know.
these are for different side molds. But we got this all packed in there nice and tight like we did with that bowl. And you bring it together and you work it, the clay to fill the crack. I do it half, bring it together, and then get my hand down there and pack it in real tight where the opening is. And when I'm doing that packing, I have this bungee cord on it. So that allows you to pack in there pretty tight without it falling apart. That's a simple mold.
Nice.
You know, all the fine pottery you buy in the store that every piece looks like another piece, those are all made in molds.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of built assembly line. These are just kind of crude, rustic molds.
But you don't have simple.
Sorry?
But yours are not simple because you do the dental impression.
Well, it allows me to do a more personalized individual.
Cool.